Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakadash. Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Yazriela from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before we start, we want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakadash. The date today, April 27th of 2025, a hopeful year of salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. And we're going to be speaking about eating our defiled bread among the Gentiles. Because it was prophecy that the children of Israel were going to be eating unhealthy foods in the land of their captivity. Okay, so let's read that first. This is Ezekiel 4:13. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So let me see if I could look up this word defiled. Tameh or Tamah, right? Unclean, impure, ethically and religiously, right? So unclean, impure, and ethically and religiously unclear. So religiously and ethically, right? The pork, because we got to come up with the pork, because that's what our people say. Oh, that's clean now in the New Testament. Which, think about it. If God made a rule and said this isn't unclean, but hold on, I'm going to change it. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever God says, He doesn't change. Malachi 3:6, I am the Lord and I change not, for you sons of Jacob will not be consumed. So what these Christians are telling you, that can't be true. Okay? That can't be true. So again, it's talking about unclean or ethically or religiously not clean. Because, and I'll read it again. Well, let me read another version. Let's see if there's a better version. Let's see the NLT. Then the Lord said, this is how Israel will eat defiled bread in the Gentiles' land, to which I will banish them. NIV, the Lord said, in this way the people of Israel will eat defiled food among the nations where I will drive them. ESV, and the Lord said, thus saith the people of Israel, eat their bread unclean among the nations where I will drive them. CSB, the Lord said, this is how the Israelites will eat their bread ceremonially unclean, which is also correct, among the nations where I will banish them. Okay, so there you go. Ceremonially, because under the law, what? Pork, eating swine, pork is unclean. There is no middle ground. Well, now in the New Testament, no. The Lord said it's unclean. When the Lord says something, it's forever. Well, in Acts 10, the Lord said, Peter, come and eat. Yes, but He's not talking about food. What was the whole context of this whole chapter? He's talking about, did Peter eat anything that was dirty or unfouled? No. He was thinking about it. What does this mean? Because the Lord is going to speak in what? Dark sayings, parables, so that the average person doesn't get it. It's only the elect are going to be able to decipher this. The regular people ain't going to get this. Okay? So again, in Acts 10, they're talking about what? People. Don't call anyone unclean. Because Cornelius would be looked as unclean because he grew up as a Greek or as a Roman. Not as an Israelite, so he was be considered not clean. But the Lord said, no, don't consider him unclean. Okay? Because Cornelius was an Israelite, but he wasn't living with Jewry or in Judea. That's what made him unclean under his eyes. Okay? But again, Acts 10 was talking not about food, it's talking about people. But now let's go to this verse. and prove this once and for all. This is the second coming of the Mashiach, okay? When the Lord comes back, let's see what's going to happen. What's he going to do to people when they're eating pork? Isaiah 66:15, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord, the killing of the Lord shall be many. So the Lord is going to kill a gang of people, man. Verse 17. They that sanctify themselves, and what is sanctification? Making something unclean to be clean. So let's get that. Let's get that. We have to prove all things. Sanctify, and this is a Cambridge dictionary, to make something or someone holy, to make something socially or officially acceptable. So in the law, pork is unclean. What are these Christians making it? Clean. That's sanctifying, okay?
Sanctify. Sanctify.
To make something socially or officially acceptable. Pork is not food, and these people are making it acceptable, okay? They that sanctify themselves, saying that this pork is clean, and purifying themselves in the gardens, okay? What is that talking about? Other religions, okay? Because that's what's talking about the word university. Look up the word university, what it means. It's talking about gardens and groves. Behind one tree, again, the groves. It's talking about these religions that go are offering to the devil, right? Pagan religions. In the midst, eating swine's flesh, eating pork, in the second coming of the Messiah, and the abomination and other things that under the law are an abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. What's going to happen? The Lord is going to put fire to your ass and consume you together. Because what does it say? And the Lord will plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. He's putting a lot of people to death, including niggas that want to eat pork in the last days. So that's the point, brothers and sisters. Eating defiled bread is not talking about pork. Defiled bread is talking about genetically modified bread and all these things, because pork was never food. Mouse is never food. Okay? Shrimp is never food for us. Not for us. Okay? Octopus is not food. It's under the law. What it has to have, if you eat anything of rivers or the ocean, it has to have fins and scales. None of that stuff have fins and scales. So let's prove that too. Let's not just say it, let's prove it. Job 14 and 4. Okay? Job 14 and 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. So you're saying, see that duty right there? That dookie? That piece of shit? Now you can eat it. We're just going to put a little bit of some sesame oil, cook it up, and it's going to be all right. You can't do that. It's unclean. It's unclean. You're trying to sanctify it. And I'm just going to pray over it now because Jesus said I could eat pork. This is ridiculous, man. Our people are more wicked than even these Gentiles, man. These physical Gentiles, our people are more wicked than these Gentiles, man. And what do they say? We'll just put some hot sauce on it, balls, and it'll be all right. No. These people are leading you down the path of death. Because what happens when you eat pork to your body? It starts breaking down. Start closing up your arteries, your lungs. You get worms in your brain. You get the gout. You're going to cut off your foot. These are facts in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Facts. What is the number one thing that the doctor tells you to do? You got to get off the pork. Our people hear this and complain and whine because they can't eat pork. Because the doctor said, I got to get off the pork. Were you a Muslim or something like that? Come on, man. The Lord said it. And people ask you, why? Well, why did it say it? The Lord doesn't need to explain why he said it. He just said it. And you have to follow it. If you love your God. If you respect your God. Your Father, right? These people don't love God. They had nothing but lip service. That's why all these people are going to be put to death. The slain of the Lord shall be many. And that's it, brothers and sisters. Okay? That's why these whorehouses, they're emptying out these places. Because we've been on the highways and byways, our teachers, and putting and showing you how many holes Christianity has. It has more holes than Swiss cheese, man. And they're finding out this. That the priest, that the deacon's a homosexual, right? That the deacon's wife is sleeping with everybody. Come on, and the little kids are being touched. Come on, man. We all know about this. That's why people are leaving. They're tired of the lies. Tired of the lies. Or everybody close the door. We ain't nobody leaving until we get $40,000. Come on, that's kidnapping, man. This guy did a kidnapping charge on everybody and swindled them out of $40,000. Are you crazy? And people just ain't, man, I don't know what to say. If you in the Christian whorehouse in 2025 or a Catholic in 2025, there ain't nothing I can tell you. You deserve what you're at because the Lord has already judged you. So call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Barakatham Rakakidash, and he that have ears, let him hear. Shalom.